Hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carole at Big Cat Rescue. Where's all that rain we were promised? I was told I'd be riding my truck back and forth to work for the next week to 10 days because of all of the rain from the tropical storm. But as you can see, can you see? As you can see, it's not so rainy. We could have used a little bit more water. But the good news is, since it's not raining, cats are probably out, so let's go see some cats. Hey, Leslie and Christina and Carrie Lynn and Amy. Do any of you guys have headsets? Or do any of you guys who do have headsets, are any of you guys doing the workouts called Supernatural? I was listening to a podcast about it, saying it's a 45-minute workout, but it's so much fun, you don't realize you've been working out. And I was playing Beat Saber last night, and man, so many squats in that my legs are killing me today. And so I was thinking Supernatural might be even a whole lot harder, which might mean better exercise. But it's $20 a month. You know, most games are like $20 one time, and you have it forever, whereas this one is $20 every month, so I'd really want it to be something good. You can get these masks. They come in two different types. The one that I like, of course, with the spots that says, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens" on it. And then there's a black one that says, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens," for those who are a little less flashy, for lack of a better word, gaudy. And you can get those at Tread, like the tread on your tires, Tread 365. And a portion of the sales comes to Big Cat Rescue. Last time I talked to him was several weeks ago, and he said he had sold over 5,000 masks, which is great. Thank you everybody who has been ordering them. And I've bought now 100 of them to give out to our volunteers. And they all love them. Some people had made some cloth masks that were really, really nice. They were very nicely done, but they were so hot. Oh my God, they were hot. And this is made out of something like, feels like you're strapping a bikini across your face, which doesn't sound like it would be that comfortable, but it dries real quickly. So when we're sweating our tails off out here, like we do every day, it drip dries very quickly. And it seems to have a little bit better airflow, which probably means it's not as good a deterrent. But in our case, we really don't need massive protection because we're so far apart from each other anyway. And we're not getting like right up in front of the cats' faces. I've heard some zoos were in the news recently for reopening, which I think is a crazy thing to do. Oh my goodness, such a cute little bird. I'm going to shut up and zoom in on this little bird if I can. It's so tiny. It's the size of my thumb. Yeah, you're cute as you can be. And fast. Really fast. Too fast. Look at that. It's the size of a master lock. It's so little. Oh my God, it's cute. It's got a cute little voice too. Totally lost what I was saying. Oh, getting old. Hey, you sleepy Jazz. Sleepy Jazz cat. This is Jasmine Tiger. So these signs, I think they're like $1,500 and $5,000 depending on the size. And it's the way people sponsor our cats. They get a beautiful sign on the side of the cage. And used to people would do it because we had so many tour guests. We'd have as many as 27,000 people visit the sanctuary each year. And they would see those signs, and so it was a great way to show our appreciation for the donors. But now that we don't have all those people coming, I want to be sure and zoom in on some of those when I'm going around and doing a live broadcast. Looks like this tiger has no interest in being in my live broadcast. It's like, if I ignore you, you'll go away. See if anybody else is awake. It's only 84 degrees, which is better than the 90 degrees it's been this time of day the last few days. But still hot. That is my pet peeve. Oh my gosh. Seeing a sign hanging from one corner, I just lose my freaking mind over that. How does that happen? Oh, somebody's got a new space. Kimba Tiger got more room to be a tiger. Kimba Tiger had 2 cages, I think, or 3. Each one of them was 1,800 square feet. And I think we just added like 4 more. What am I doing here? This gate doesn't want to open. Because I'm going through it backwards, that's why. Hi, Fluffy. Hello. Oh, he's a good tiger. I don't want to scare you. Is this okay? Can I come up really slow? Would that be okay if I come really, really slow? Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful Kimba Tiger. He's our youngest. Maybe somebody here can put his bio page and tell me how old. I'm thinking he's like 5, maybe? I think he was 3 when we started the rescue. And then it took 18 months to get him here. And then he's probably been here for about a year. Yeah, Karen, you're right. The humidity really does a number. This is such a nice platform for you. Yeah, it's big enough for the big old boy. Kimba came here as part of the group of 3 tigers that we rescued from Guatemala. Animal Defenders International has done just an amazing job of going around the world and getting countries to ban circuses that use wild animals. And when we do that, or when they do that, what they have to do is figure out I'm going to hide my face from you if you're going to zoom in on it that way. You don't want the countries left stuck with the cats and having a huge problem. So they have worked with sanctuaries all over the place to make sure that whenever a country does the right thing and bans a circus, that the animals are not left behind. I know there's an awful lot of concern about what's going on at the GW Zoo and the animals being left behind because of the court order saying that we get the zoo and all of the assets there. The thing is, the animals were never part of the assets because just like here, the animals are the liability and they are the expensive part of the zoo. So when we won that judgment and the court agreed to give us all of the things of any value, they don't give us the animals because that was never part of the deal and never would have been part of the deal because the animals are always going to be the most expensive thing to take care of. They are a liability, not an asset. So there's nothing we could have done to change that. Joe was never going to be willing to give up his breeders, and even though he gave PETA some of the cats at one point, I think he was probably just getting rid of the cats he couldn't breed anymore so that it made it easier for him to make money off of the cats that he did keep. And we never want to be enabling these bad guys to do that kind of thing. Not that PETA enabled him in any way. They were doing the best they could under the circumstances. It's just you can't trust these guys to hold up their end of the bargain, and they're just hi, is this too close? I'll let you tell me. Is it okay? There's a squirrel going down the cage behind him. If you only knew what was right behind you. Little squirreling right behind you. I see you stepping closer and closer, lady. So with the current situation, we just don't know what's going to happen there. Jeff Lowe is saying he's going to take them to Thackerville. He had that woman, Carole, I think was her name, who put up the money to buy the land and the jungle bus, and I don't know if he's got other people that are supporting him, but I really believe that over time he will show his true colors and those animals will end up in legitimate sanctuaries. And of course all of us in the sanctuary community are standing by to make sure that if anything happens there and the animals start not getting taken care of, or if he abandons them, there's plenty of us who have already contacted USDA and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and said, look, we're ready. We'll give these animals a permanent home, but we don't have the right to go in there and take them. You do, and you need to do your job. So if there's anything people want to do to help, what you need to do is pressure USDA mostly to do their job. And you know what else I'm not sure of is USDA just came out with new rules about how they will renew licenses, and they won't renew a license if you have had a wildlife violation in the past 3 years. And I'm pretty sure that what Jeff Lowe was doing in Las Vegas resulted in a wildlife violation. So I don't know how he could renew his license or get a new license if that's the case. Sad thing is that USDA has never been really careful, and so they will often allow the wife or the child or some family member or friend to get the license for the same facility, same cats, same everybody in charge, but on paper it says it's somebody different, and so they continue to act that way. So I don't know if he'll be able to do that in Thackerville. Just like all of you, I would absolutely love to see him just say, you know what, I'm done with this. After COVID-19, there's never going to be a cub petting industry again, and people now know about the abuse behind all of this, and so we're just going to send them to sanctuaries and never breed again. That would be the absolute best thing that any of these people with these wild animals could do. But as long as they think that they're going to be able to make money off of cub petting, I just don't see that happening. Some people have said, well, why can't you just buy the animals, and that way you could get them out. He's all about money, right? And so maybe, but there's nothing to stop him from just going out and doing it all over again. So that's not helpful. We have to stop it at its root. And I know you guys are sick to death of hearing me say this, but the only way we ever fix this is through better laws, so that people can't privately own them and they can't use them for cub petting. And that's what our Big Cat Public Safety Act bill will do. And it will pass this year if you guys are every week on the phone to your legislator, whether they're a supporter or not, even the ones that are a supporter. The squeaky wheel is the one that gets the grease. And so if you guys are in there every single week saying, I want this brought to the floor for a vote, I want this brought to the floor for a vote, it'll get brought to the floor for a vote. And we have the votes. We have a majority. All we have to do is bring it to the floor for a vote. But there's so many other things that Congress is concerned about that it won't get there unless they just want to make us stop calling. So please, make it your mission to call them every single week and tell them that you want this brought to the floor for a vote. And when they tell you they're not on that committee, that that's not their role, I mean, all of the excuses that they give you, tell them, I put you in this seat and I want you to do whatever's necessary to bring this up for a vote. They can do that. They're like, no cats awake. Where is everybody? Are you going to see Nikita? We can go see if we can see Nikita. There's Manny Jaguar going through the tunnels. Yeah, you got so much space you don't know where to go. He got all of Armani's old cages. He just took them up by tunnels so that he can go wherever he wants. I don't see the caracals. Nikita. There's her royal lioness back there. I can see her belly from here. Chihuahua. Okay. Jamie is putting the final touches on the Big Cat Times. In the past, we had sent the Big Cat Times out to 60,000 people, and I forget what number of those are actually donors. I think maybe about 11,000 of those are donors. But we did it for free all these years because we felt like it was a great way to stay in touch with everyone. But now, because of the reduced income to the property due to COVID-19 and the mischaracterization of the sanctuary and me by Tiger King, we just can't afford to send it to 60,000 people. It's a huge expense. So this is going to be the last issue. Hi! Hey, girlfriend! It goes out to everybody. And then after that, we're going to only send it to people who are actually donors. Which is sad, because we really liked keeping everybody up to date. And I know not everybody can afford to be a donor. But now we're in the weird position of not being able to do all the things we used to be able to do. Oh my goodness, I'm boring the old lady half to death. This is Nikita Lioness. She is the queen of Big Cat Rescue. Yep, Daniel, you're right. And it looks like she's about to fall asleep. Oh, goodness. Goodness. I'm gonna come look at your sleepy face. I'm gonna come see your sleepy face. Can I do that? Can I do that without falling on my... There she is. Diana, we had tried to offer it by subscription before and found that people wouldn't pay for it, but probably because we gave it away for free. I can't get a good angle on your face here, girlfriend. Initially, we're going to limit the threshold for donors to $25. So if somebody's donating $25 a year, then that will at least cover the cost of us printing and shipping the magazine to them. It's not going to give us much more, for the cats, because I'd only be guessing here, but I'm thinking probably each issue is going to be in excess of $5 by the time we print it and ship it. And $25 for 4 issues, it's not going to leave but $5 for the cats. But at least even people who can only give modestly can still get the 32 page color magazine. Yep, Ellen, you're right. She's asleep. She has a webcam back there in the back. If you're new, Explore.org has some amazing webcams all around the world. You could just get lost on Explore because you can be anywhere in the world. See that camera back there? So there's somebody watching her all the time from that camera and trying to keep it focused on wherever she is. Trying to do what I was doing as far as seeing her face, if it's possible. Cats always seem to know where the cameras are and turn away from them. But they just opened up a whole new thing for us to be able to go in and get some of the best clips of the day. We've always been able to grab snapshots, pictures from that. Anybody can. Anybody that watches their cameras can go there and get their own snapshots. I saw some beautiful ones. Robin Fry, oh my gosh, she got some of the most beautiful photos of our vacation rotation sunsets. That's a beautiful place to watch a sunset from. The sky was just ablaze in pinks and oranges and golds and gorgeous purples. And so now we can actually get little video clips up to an hour long for like our when we have stuff going on in the hospital and stuff. And then we can download those and put them to Facebook. So just gave Deb and Luana access so that they can grab more of that sort of content for you guys, so that you get to see more cool stuff if you missed it on the live cams. Because what they can do, and this helps us too, if you guys are watching the live cams and you see something really cool, take a snapshot of it. Because what we're going to do when we go in looking for clips is we're going to scroll through those snapshots. And when we're like, oh, wow, that's a great shot, then we can look at the date and the time on it. And then we can scroll to that place in the live feed and actually get the video clip from that period of time. So that's going to make for some really nice content, I think, for you guys. We're trying to figure out more ways, since we can't have people here breathing on us and the cats. Hi, Manny. I'm too far zoomed in. Trying to figure out ways to bring you more cats. I saw you were having quite the walk there. Were you going for a long walk? You know, I would go for a walk with you, but I just don't think I could pay attention enough that you wouldn't grab my ankles. Somehow I lost everybody's comments. Oh, for goodness sakes. What happened there? Well, I don't know what happened there. Facebook is so much fun. Is this comments? Nope, that's me writing a comment. Not that either. Huh. Usually if I just scroll, oh, there we go. Yes, Deb is correct. People who donate at least $25 a year will continue to get the Big Cat Times. If you currently, well, actually, any of our donors are already in that list of people that we send to. So as long as you're a donor and we have your contact information, then you will be on the list to receive it. And it's quarterly. We're trying to figure out other ways that maybe we could make it cheaper. Like Jamie was pointing out that she talked to the people who fulfill our orders. So 2 pages of the Big Cat Times are devoted to merchandise that we sell in our gift shop. And most people buy the stuff from our gift shop. I'm afraid my bike's going to fall over there. From our online store at bigcatrescue.biz. But some people buy from the Big Cat Times. But it's just not enough to make it worthwhile to dedicate those 2 pages to that. Hey, Zukari, I got a sticker on my foot. I'm dealing with my sticker here. It's just not enough to make it worthwhile to have 2 whole pages in the Big Cat Times dedicated to it. So probably what she'll do is just pick a few special items each quarter and then just direct people to buy it online rather than filling out the form and mailing it in, and then us having to have somebody get those forms. And what happens is people will save these Big Cat Times like forever because they're so beautiful. And we'll get an order from a Big Cat Times from like 5 years ago. We don't carry that item anymore. And then it creates all of this back and forth with, I'm sorry, we can't fulfill your order. Do you want this instead? And it's just, we don't have the staffing to do it. We just can't do it. So by making it where you can go buy whatever it is that you see and you want right away at our online store and have it shipped right out to you without having to go through all of the handling here, is probably how we'll have to deal with that. You guys hear that? That's Manny. What is Manny saying, Zukari? Yes, Sean, sponsoring the cats does count toward being a donor. It's one of the best ways to be a donor. Yeah, get to pick a favorite cat. That's always good, huh, Zikari? You're looking awful hot. Were you chasing something earlier? All right, I gotta get this sticker out of my foot. Those on top can ride. The ones riding on the sides were hurting. Hey, Mouser. Mouser's a little Savannah cat. Hi. He's a skinny little butt. Yes, you are. You're such a skinny guy. See, the ancient. Oh. Thank you. About the only shoes I ever wear are Crocs, but I wear socks in my Crocs to keep them from slipping off my sweaty feet. Here's a Savannah cat, and he came here from Wildlife Way Station, and it just so happens last night Howie and I rented on Amazon Prime the movie called Give Me Shelter by Katie Cleary. She's a actress who you might know from CSI, and it was a documentary, sort of, a lot of talking heads. But it was mostly actors and actresses, mostly beautiful actresses, and a few voices from the sanctuary world, including Tippi Hedren from Shambhala and Martine Collette from Wildlife Way Station. It came out in 2015, and it covers all of the topics. It covers dogs and cats and puppy mills and tiger mills and shark fin soup and hunting and trapping and the fur industry, and every bad thing that people do to animals was covered in this show that probably no one has ever heard of. I really would like to know how many people have actually rented this thing and seen it. It came out in 2015 and I had never heard of it until now. But I think the reason I've never heard of it isn't anything to do with the quality. The quality was beautiful. It was very well done. And like I said, it was just full of really great spokespeople for the animals. But the problem was that it was all about abuse, and people don't want to know about abuse. They don't want to be told that they're wrong. They don't want to be told the circus is wrong. So it's very difficult to bring a message to the people who most need to see it. I would be willing to bet most of the people who saw Give Me Shelter were probably people in the animal protection industry who are like, yes, finally, a show that really talks about the issues and tells the truth about the issues and shows how horrible these things are. And yet it's really, really hard to get the public to see that. All right, Mouser, I can take a hint. Let's see if there's any other servals back here. Hutch, the serval. If you watch our Big Cat briefing, I try to do it every day. I got like 3 days behind. But the Big Cat briefing is a daily report of all the stuff that goes on at the sanctuary. And we post it at YouTube/dailybigcat. And in there, I talked about how Hutch just got all of these enclosures back here added onto his spot. So his spot, he's got this cage, and he's got this cage. Each of the cages are between 1,200 and 1,800 square feet. And they're joined by these tunnels. So see how between the cage there's a tunnel? So he's also got this cage. And Brittany's going to do some videos with you guys where she follows the cleaners around so that you can really see how huge these cages are. And then you can see there's another tunnel leading to this cage. It goes over to where you see that den. And then this tunnel here, which is open. So it goes back. And this used to be a lemur pen. That's why it's so high. Because lemurs like to get up. There used to be a tree. They like to get up high in there. And then this is also connected by another tunnel. Yeah, watch out, squirrel. There's a hutch on the loose, which goes over into that side, as well as this big tall thing. Scott, things are great here. We had a number of cages that look like that, where they haven't been used in forever. And so the volunteers have been going through and getting all the branches off and trimming up all of the foliage inside, like you see here. And then adding them by opening up tunnels for the cats so that they have much more space. Hey, squirrel. I would strongly suggest that you not go in that cage. Yeah, that would be a really bad idea. Hutch is pretty fast, and he's very squirrel motivated. This is still Hutch's spot. There's Hutch. Hi, we found you. Yeah, are you loving it? Just loving it? Well, that was almost a yawn. Hey, Melissa. Yep, Lisa. Won't be nothing left but a tail if he gets in there. I'm sorry, I do not have anything for you, my sir. Yeah, you just come to be nice? Oh, you're so nice. You're so nice. Well, it looks like he's saying, just pet me, just rub me right here on the ears. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, this is mine. Mine, 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 mine. I'm marking it with my cheeks. So you'll know it's all mine, 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 mine. Don't touch this. Don't step in here. I get to keep it all. Yeah, you want to show me everything else that's yours? I think everybody would love to see. Elizabeth, you know what I'm talking about then. Every breath feels like you're drowning. No swinging in the trees for you? Yep, gotta pee on that. That's yours too. So many people will look at a cat his size and think, well, you know, dogs are bigger than that. I can handle that. What they can't handle is all of the urine, because in the wild, these guys would have huge territories mapped out in miles, not square feet. And the way they protect that is by peeing on everything to let everybody else know this is theirs. So that's all they want to do with you and your house and all your stuff is pee and pee and pee and pee. And rub. Got to rub all over everything. Get our musky smell all over that, because this is yours too. I know, my cable looks like a snake, doesn't it? That would be fun. Thank you, Deb. Who else is back here? You got any other friends? Is Alethea back here? She is. Hi, are you visiting with Hutch? Hello, beautiful Alethea. Hello, hello. Yeah. Oh, you don't have to hiss. I will not come close. I will stay over here, okay? Does that work for you? They're giving you lots of hearts. Yeah. The hearts are that pretty, Alethea. You're like lots of pretty girls, aren't you? Yeah, say, I don't have to be so nice because I'm so beautiful. She's watching Hutch. Yeah, he got to be a lot closer to you since he got these middle cages. You guys can flirt all day. Ginger's gonna be so jealous. So very jealous. Ginger is across the path now. Do you want to walk further? Do you want to go through the tunnels? If I walk that way, will you walk that way? What do you think? Probably not. I can see you have nothing of interest, lady. Were you just bored enough to come? Well, thank you for doing this. This is lovely. Gotta mark it all. If I come around this way, will you come around this way? Nope. One the other way. All right. Gotta find my way out of here. Follow my footprints back through the mud. Yeah, Susan, you're right. Who's walking who? I am definitely not in charge here. Not even a little bit. So, if you are an animal lover, I would recommend that you rent Give Me Shelter from Amazon Prime, just to show support for people who got the right message out there. Oh, and so one of the nice things is, I don't see that they ever mentioned Big Cat Rescue, and I didn't watch the credits to see if they even gave us credit in the credits, but some of the most beautiful footage that they showed of magnificent lions looking like they were living in the wild, it was all shot here. It was Cameron in what is now the vacation rotation enclosure. Used to be where he and Zabu lived together. And I didn't see Zabu in any of the shots, so they were really zooming in just on him. He's such a beautiful lion. So that was nice. And they were covering some of the rescues that were done. And I was so shocked because I saw somebody netting, I couldn't tell if it was a bobcat or a lynx, but it was like, man, those guys are good. They could work here. They're so good. And I was like, oh, hey, that's Jamie. And it was the Kansas rescue where we got all of the Gilligan's Island cats, Skipper and Gilligan, Thurston and Lovey, Ginger, all of those guys. Hi, Flint! Came from the Kansas rescue. There was a tiger named Alex that was rescued at that same time, and he appears predominantly in the segment that they did in Give Me Shelter. And sadly, I just saw on Facebook that he died recently from cancer, I think. Sinus cancer? So that was sad. He had gone to the Humane Society's Black Beauty Ranch, which is a fabulous accredited sanctuary in Texas. And at least he lived in dignity for his last years there. Flint's showing you some of his other sections. So, even if they didn't mention this, it was nice to see Jamie, and I think Barbara Frank might have been in that, and Justin, I forget who else, maybe Karma had gone along on that rescue, and they were carrying the cats in the carriers, and you could see our truck and trailer right up to the point where it was going to show our logo, and then it cut it off. Like, oh, Man, couldn't you give us like one more second to get Big Cat Rescue out there? But still, it's worth renting just to show appreciation for the fact that they really did cover all of the issues. You're live. This is a current project. So I was just about to tell everybody what you guys are doing, but how about you guys tell everybody what you're doing? Say it loud though, because you're saying it through my mask.
After Bailey came out of the hospital, we put her in this enclosure with the idea to connect it to her enclosure. She had closest, but we didn't really picture in our heads how far apart these actually were.
Yeah, they used to be a lot closer.
This used to have a big bubble here, so we're just rebuilding this bubble, adding onto there, and then there'll be an overhead tunnel to connect it to. With the apps.
Do you really need the bubble or just the tunnel?
It's a really long tunnel.
They love the tunnels though. Man, they love the tunnels. Especially if it could be like a tall tunnel all the way across.
I guess my biggest thing is like, what if they go in the tunnel and they don't want to come out of the tunnel? Like, we can get a 16-foot, board or something to help get them out from one end to the other, but this is like, I don't know, 40 feet.
Well, there is that. That's why you're in charge.
We did remove a gigantic tree.
Yeah, the big tree that came down in the hurricanes is gone.
Yeah, if you guys remember, was it Irma? Hurricane Irma, there was a huge tree here, which is why there's no longer part of that cage there. And it came down on the gift shop back there and smashed the whole roof in. I don't know if you guys can see. Did a lot of damage. Well, that'd be nice when they're done. It's gonna keep them busy a while. Oh, oh, oh. Ugh. Wrestling my bike. Armageddon. That's funny, Angela. What are you doing? Yay. Can you tell people what's in your...
We have a lot of fish today. We've got mackerel and we have bloodsickles made of drippings from the red meat.
Those are defrosting fast.
Yeah, they are.
It's so hot out here.
Very fast indeed. So we've got for little and we've got for big. I don't know, he's just looking at it.
So he's underneath this platform there.
I'll see if I can get Tux. She likes sickle. But I don't see Tux. Tux, where are you?
Oh yes, I will have this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get perfection to come down.
Hey, Paula. They love those cool treats. Yeah, she's trying to talk Perfection into coming down. Perfection is more of a night owl. Linda, I don't know if there's any cat who doesn't like the bloodsickles. She doesn't want her to jump. She's coming.
Yep, she's coming. Sometimes you just have to back away, I find. And
They-
let them...
They were asking if there's anybody who doesn't like bloodsickles.
No, they all... Oh, I think they all do. I think they all like the bloodsickles. Oh, nice.
She's gonna roll it over. Like,
Roll
I
it.
want
Get it
this
really
side.
Nice and dirty. Really get it in the dirt here. That'll give it some texture. Carole, I'm going to go over to Shiloh.
Thank
Shiloh
you.
loves anything.
Hi.
Can we watch a minute?
I think they're still thinking about it. Shiloh is a bobcat who just recently came from the Wildlife Way Station. I mentioned Martine Collette was in the movie that we just watched last night called Give Me Shelter. In 2015, she was a spokesperson for sanctuaries. And she was very good in her delivery about the topics. Sadly, the Wildlife Way Station, after 40 some odd years, is the oldest sanctuary in the world that I know of. She's saying no, he's not coming out. It imploded under the weight of so many animals. And so all of the animals had to be rescued and sent to other sanctuaries, including Big Cat Rescue, where Shiloh came from. Shiloh, Filmo, Mouser, and Tom Tom. Is that too scary? It's too scary. And you brought a camera crew. What the heck?
I think that makes me nervous.
They're going over there. Come on, baby. What are you doing? No, baby. Big boy.
He is a big boy. If you hold it with your paws, it'll keep your paws cool too. Okay, let me get closer over here. Can I watch from over here? Yeah? I promise I won't touch. Won't touch it. I am not here to take your stuff. See those white spots on the back of his ears? Those are called flashes. Oh, were we looking at your flashes? It's a nice view under his chin that you don't usually see. See how the black markings in his fur are around his face? Makes them look like they have bigger fangs than they really do. Okay, I get it. I'm being rude. There's an article that'll be in the next Big Cat Times where Jamie talks about bobcats and their pelts. And the IUCN says that, I forget how many thousands of bobcats are trapped and killed in the United States and mostly shipped to Russia for the fur industry. And a bobcat like him will only fetch about $80, whereas the big northern fluffy bobcats only fetches about $300. It's just so sad to think that their whole life is only worth $80 to $300 because somebody wants to wear them as a coat. That coat's never going to look as good on anybody but them. That's your coat. Nobody's going to take that from you. Thankfully, the fur trade is really under fire right now. So many of the designers have come out, in fact, almost all of the designers have come out saying they won't use real fur anymore in their designs. And a sad thing, I just read in Animals 24/7, Eric Clifton and, why can't I think of his wife's name all of a sudden? Beth? Just put out an article about COVID-19 is affecting so many fur farms in Danish country that there were other places too, like I forget have to read his article. But there's a lot of places that still have fur farms. And, well, there's still fur farms here. It's just there aren't cats bred here in the U.S. on fur farms anymore because we bought all of the cats off of all of the fur farms back in the 90s. But, oh, did you get one? You got one. Of course, Flint gets one. Zoomy Flint. Oh, my goodness. Some of these big Danish fur farms, they're finding that the mink are exposed to COVID-19, and so they're going in and killing them all and saying that they're never going to reopen. So the only good part of that is that they're never going to reopen because the fur industry is dead. He was busy chasing the bike as I went by. She bounced back. Who knew they bounced? Smalls is adjusting fine, Lori. Took her a few days. Some cats, the minute we put them in a new enclosure, they're like, woohoo, gotta mark all this stuff. Here comes Hutch. Speaking of marking all this stuff. And then other cats are more like, I don't know about the new neighbors here. Takes them a little bit more time. You can see he's figured out, okay, I gotta go through this tunnel and then this tunnel. Thank you for showing us those tunnels. Oh, he's drooling. He's like, oh, so good. So the good stuff settles down to the bottom. That's why she's saying he should flip it over and get the best stuff.
I believe that's tuna.
Gotta tune him out. Yeah, now you got it. Gonna give you brain freeze. Can I get in closer? Hey. Yeah, we just want to see you eating that. Never mind us. We're going to go way back here. Where we can get a better shot. Zukari's getting the same as you. Oh, that sound. Yeah, don't grab my feet. All right, well, I don't want to distract him. Yeah, go get your sickle. Get it while it's cold. And I'm gonna call it a day, at least for the live. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you everybody who's been sponsoring the cats and becoming a supporter. I know a bunch of you that just signed up recently got a beautiful digital download of Sapphire the tiger, the white tiger. People who sign up as monthly supporters at the rate of 99 cents per month get all kinds of extra videos. So when people like the keeper here was out handing out stuff, sometimes they'll take pictures or photos while they're doing it. And those are not shared with the main page. Those are just for the supporters. So you get all kinds of extra content. And it helps us plan when we know how much money's coming in each month based on our supporter base. So that's very helpful. Love you guys. Bye-bye.